Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is Emily Hanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. And today we're talking about the Kaleidos Makeup Futurism 4 and 5 palettes. I would call this a first impression, but let's say it's a second impression. I received these palettes in the mail 2 or 3 days ago, recorded a haul, did a haul video, did a first impressions on this, uploaded all the footage and found out that my camera was dirty, just dirty enough where it looked like a faded, slightly desaturated video, and I just didn't feel comfortable putting that kind of quality up. So we're doing a second impression. But if you've been on my channel before, you probably have seen that I have worked with the first 3 Futurism palettes from Kaleidos quite a few times on camera and off camera. So I have some familiarity with their formulas, although these are slightly different formulas according to what I've read from Kaleidos and from other people that have reviewed it. I'm attempting to do something kind of quick and easy-ish, so I'm not going to waste too much time and I'm just going to jump right into the look. I'm going to put a little of my concealer base on, zoom you in, and we'll get going. So for this eye look, my goal is to use a little bit of both palettes. I'm starting with the bright orange from the Futurism Neon palette, and ooh, that is a beautiful, like, hot Cheeto color because it's an orange with some red in it. So for my first impressions, I did not use this color, so I'm gonna try to use still colors I want to use, but dip into a few that maybe I didn't use already. If you are following any other of the beauty, folks here on YouTube or Instagram, these palettes have definitely been making the rounds, and I totally understand why people that review and talk about makeup don't like to watch other people's videos first, because it can bias your opinion, but I have a hard time not consuming beauty content. So I have watched quite a few videos on these. I've also been excited because I've been waiting a little while for the shipping. So I'm going in with the orange that's in the turquoise palette. This is another color that I did not use the last time, so it's blending out nicely. It's more of a, I would say more of a true orange, whereas the first one is more red orange, and I think that's a pretty combo. I dip back into the brighter orange, and I'm just concentrating it at my crease. This look might be kind of a Butte Bean take. I definitely was looking at some of her looks when trying to figure out what to do. I'm going in with the yellow for the outer edges. Oh, that's nice. So when I used this yellow the first time, I felt like it came across a little bit green on my skin, but I put it down first. I was working lighter to darker, and today I'm working more like darker to lighter, and the color is just gorgeous, I have to say. I'm liking that. I'm gonna go in and intensify this middle orange a little bit more. So there's kind of some more clear gradation of color. Like instant sunset eye, cool. So since I worked with this once before, and I've worked with the other Kaleidos palettes, I'll give you some thoughts as we go. My experience before with the first 3 Kaleidos Futurism palettes was that the matte shades work best on a base that's been powdered, which is not my normal technique. And then the shimmers were gorgeous and beautiful and foiled, and I use glitter glue for everything, but I felt like for those I use glitter glue, but if you're not a glitter glue fanatic, you could probably get away with just using them foiled or on some other sticky base of your choice. For these palettes, my experience with the mattes are that they work pretty well with my normal base, which is not powder but also not incredibly sticky. And these shimmers, which this pink one is just breathtaking. These shimmers are much flakier in texture, and I don't recommend not having a glitter glue or a super sticky base of your choice. I'm sure people are working with these without glitter glue. I'm sure that's a thing, but I just think that they are super, super flaky and need that base there to really attach to. The other thing that I found, and this was just a real quick first impression, but I felt like these shimmers looked much better when you applied them with a flat brush like this or your finger, rather than something like this, which is like a thicker brush. So what I noticed was that I'm using the orange shimmer for the first time. Oh, that's stunning. So what I noticed was that when you used a flat brush or your finger, the shine on these shimmers was much more reflective and more almost mirror-like in a beautiful way. But when you packed it on with that dense brush, I felt like the pigment, the flaky pigment wasn't laying down the way it does with a flat brush. So that's just something to think about, especially if you're not, used to using these flakier formulas. I feel like sometimes they can be tricky. Oh my word. Okay. The pink one, I don't know if it's the brush because it's dense with it has glitter glue on it or what, but the pink one applied with the finger is just so vibrant. Okay, yeah. That's stunning. Cool. Ooh, all the colors. Yes, I like this. I'm gonna try to knock out a quick lower lash line situation. Pulling in the yellow to the inner corner. And just re-intensifying it right here. Sandwiching the yellow there. I used the light turquoise from the turquoise palette in the last look, and I know that it blends really nicely with the yellow. Just adding more yellow on to blend it a little bit better. And you get that fun, funky neon green color, which is similar but not exactly the same to the green that's in the palette. So the last step for the lower lash line is picking up a little bit more glitter glue, focusing it right in the center of the eye, and picking up some of the gorgeous metallic turquoise. That color is also stunning. My collection has a ton of shimmering turquoise shades, but this one is still spectacular. Pretty, pretty. Okay. I definitely want to do a look with that shimmery turquoise, like majorly incorporated, but the pink really got my heart today. Picking up a little bit more of the turquoise, and I just want to pat that right where the shimmer ends and the matte begins and kind of re-blend it out. Okay, I'm so feeling that. This might not go well, but I'm gonna tap just a little bit of a shimmery white glitter color on the inner corner. It's not from Kaleidos. I just want a little bit of shine layered on top of the yellow. Cute, cute, cute. Adding some turquoise to my waterline. I hope this video doesn't feel rushed. I am moving at a slightly faster speed than I would probably be moving at on a regular day, but I was sad that I did not get that video content, so I really wanted to make sure I re-recorded. But I'm also on my way out the door to go hang out with Teresa and Alex. Teresa is dead, and Alex is bored. Alex is doing a bonkers 12-hour stream on Twitch. So I'm looking at my eye. I'm going back in with a little bit of the deepest orange because I feel like my pink just totally went over that color, and I just want a little bit more of it peeking out over the pink. And it really doesn't do much, but I feel like I needed a little bit more of that showing. So that's that finished one eye. I'm going to hang out with Teresa and Alex during Alex's Twitch stream, and I made some celebratory cakes for 11K and 10K for Teresa because she deserves it. And I like baking and cooking things for friends, and so I'm doing that. So yeah, I have a kind of a long trek ahead of me going from where I'm at in Brooklyn to where they're at in Queens, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm going to work on the other eye off camera. I'll be back and then we can finish up. Okay, so this is the finished look using the Kaleidos Futurism IV and Futurism V palettes. I really love this like sunset peacock, I don't know, this situation. Generally, some quick thoughts about the palettes. I think these mattes are really pretty. I still have a little bit of issue with patchiness, but I think that's a just overall formula thing. It's not a huge major issue, but sometimes that does happen. I noticed it a little bit more with the green in the neon palette, although that green pigmentation looks gorgeous, and I'm sure I'm going to use it again, and I'm sure I'll use it in a video. I think that the shimmer formula on these are really interesting and beautiful, but they are a little bit more annoying to work with compared to the first round of Futurism palettes if you are playing that comparison game. If you've used any of the really popular pressed multi-chromes or duochromes that are happening right now, and they've been happening for a little while, from like Davina, JD Glow, maybe Cleona's like this, I'm not sure. I think Looxi, like those flakier shimmers that are beautiful but can be a little bit finicky. I would say that that's what these are, but the impact is worth it more than a lot of other formulas that I've worked with out there. If you're not super into color, you're probably not going to love these palettes, but I think that the turquoise palette could actually be an interesting one if you're more of a warm neutral lover. If you have yet to play in that pop of blue effect, that could be a good place to start. But if you're a color lover, I think these are lovely palettes. This is only a second impression, but I think that I'm excited to play. I'm excited to mix the 2 new palettes in with the 3 previous Futurism palettes. I think that they can really complement each other beautifully, and also just play with the palettes that I have with other single eyeshadows and palettes. If you have any requests of things you would like to see me do with these palettes, let me know. I will say, generally speaking, my experience with Kaleidos in terms of buying and shipping, the shipping time takes a while. I think on their site they say it can take at least 10 business days, and it definitely took at least 10 business days for me. It comes from China, so it's like there was a good week and a half where it had left Shanghai, and it was just the shipping had not updated. So if you get nervous about that kind of stuff, just that's my little heads up on that. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm excited to see how this wears on my eyes, see how the longevity is. If for some reason I notice anything specifically wonky, I will include it on the screen or in the description box. But generally speaking, I've had no issues with that in the past. So yeah, I'm happy to have these in my collection. I did not need them. You don't need them. Nobody needs any makeup. But if you are interested in them, I generally will say I'm happy with the quality and packaging and color stories that Kaleidos has been doing. So those are my second impressions, and that is the overall look. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me while I did some colorful makeup. If you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe and follow along in my colorful shenanigans. If you have any video requests or questions, or just want to talk to me, I would love to talk to you down in the comments. I'm always trying to keep the conversation going down there. Thank you for spending a bit of your day with me. I hope to see you again real soon. Bye, friends.